Honestly, payday is any day when you work for yourself, but the 10th is my payday and my bill day. It's a routine I built after reading Profit First. I used to be avoidant with my money, so when this book recommended doing 2 check-ins a month, on the 10th and on the 25th, I liked the simplicity of the routine. I've stuck with it for the last 4 years, and I've never missed a payment because of it. At this point, the date is ingrained in my brain, and it kind of removes the emotional side of checking in with your money. In every other way, I think of myself as a human first and a business owner second, but when it comes to finances, I think business owner first, human second. So I start with my business bills. I've got a wicked virtual assistant. Say hi, Lex.
Hi.
And so I always pay her invoice first because I never want her to leave me. Next, the credit cards. I peek at my credit cards using my bad eye first, and then open them fully to accept my fate.
I love you.
My bank credit card is never that bad because it's more of a graveyard of recurring software services. I've been too lazy to move to my Amex. My Amex though, she's girthy. I won't lie, this month was higher than I had hoped. I had a similar bill last month, so seeing that number again was kind of soul crushing. It feels like every month I have a one-off major expense, an accounting bill, a trip to Tulum to film content, or a new office chair because I've been sitting in the worst office chair since we moved here. Okay, let me see. Just cross that again. There's this. Oh, that's kind of comfy. At least it's always within what I accounted for based on last year's numbers. But with the state of the world right now, I really want to tighten it up for the rest of the year. With my bills done, I move on to paying myself. Yay! Fine, I check my revenue. Normally, I check my revenue almost daily for that motivational dopamine hit, but admittedly this year, I even skip this step sometimes on the 10th lately. I'm in my build era right now. I just have this deep feeling, this deep knowing that this is gonna be the year that I look back on and realize all of the seeds that were planted all started this year. So I'm really looking forward to that, but it also means I've had to process and take my time of focusing less on things like the short-term revenue and more on what I'm building long-term. As an online business owner and a content creator, it feels like the more effort I pour in, the more cash opportunities I can find. But with that said, it doesn't often feel like I'm building something more sustainable for the future. So I'm constantly faced with, do I go one more year pushing for cash in my business? Or do I prioritize building that next chapter that's really gonna support me in the long term? We've been pretty smart with where we put that cash that we're making in our business, so it makes me feel a lot better going forward, but I still really wanna look at what's gonna be the foundation of the years to come. All right, now before I pay myself, let's get caffeinated. I'm grateful to be at a point where I'm able to pay myself a consistent income every month from my business. I still like to keep it on the conservative end and then do a lump sum later in the year if everything goes as expected. This has actually ended up being one of my best accidental cheat codes. It allows me to feel stable through the year without having a lot of extra spending cash personally. And when I get the lump sum at the end of the year, I usually invest all of it. And that's part of the way I've been able to invest so much every year. Oh, before I forget, I definitely make sure to pay the tax man because nothing terrifies me more than owing the CRA. Turns out my personal bank is having technical difficulties, so I'm actually not even able to accept my salary payment yet, but let's look at my personal bills. This year, we've been really strict on using our joint card as much as possible so we can better track our personal expenses together. My partner sends me an email after he's rounded up the expenses. Kind of feels like we're coworkers instead of 10 years into our relationship, but it's mostly so it doesn't get lost in our text between his payday and mine. I pay him my half, and I look at my investments. Another profit first lesson for you. If you can run your life off $1,000, you can run it off $990. I've had a $200 monthly auto investment for the last 3 years that gets taken before I even tackle my personal bills to make sure I'm always moving forward. So super weird side update. Turns out I had to call my bank because I was actually just locked out. The website wasn't down. So after it wasn't working for several hours, the website said operational. And so I got on the chat with them to see what was going on. And then they told me it was just me. So I had to call. I think it was something like my password was expired. I don't know, it was kind of weird. Never had it happen before with this bank, but now we're good to keep going. Since that's already taken care of, I pay my personal credit card, some home bills for our apartment and our tenanted properties, and then I see what I'm left with. I've never been a big budget girly, but usually my expenses tend to be around what I expect. This year, I'm really trying to invest an extra $1,000 a month if I can. So that's kept my spending in line. It looks like this month we're gonna be able to do it. So far, I'm 4 for 4 on my extra investing goal, so at least that feels pretty good. Honestly, in today's economy, checking in with my money is not as fun as it used to be. But hey, we'll take the consistency with my payday routine as the small win for now.